This is a HIKMICRO Thunder 2.0 Thermal Rifle Scope at under £1,000. Is it worth it? Let's find out. So this is the HIKMICRO Thunder 2.0 Thermal Image Scope. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a quick unboxing. If you're not interested in the unboxing, then please just have a look here. I'll show you some hunting footage and some extra footage. But like I said, we're just going to do a quick unboxing and see what you get in this bit of kit. The first thing that I do want to mention is this is a budget thermal. So what we're going to see is it actually worth it for something which at the moment is under £1,000. As with all HIK products, they come in this nice carry bag, and like I said, being a budget thermal, it is quite limited to what you get in the box. You're pretty much just getting the scope itself. So I'll quickly just grab that out. We will take a look at that in a second. So what else do you get in the box? You get an instruction manual, which is over in the box over here. You get the charger and 2 batteries. Now mine came with 3 batteries. I'm pretty sure they come with only 2 batteries. Don't hold me to account on that, but just get it in your head that you're going to get just the 2 batteries. Also in here is a lint-free cleaning cloth. And what you don't get, which I found is quite surprising, is any form of mount to mount this to your rifle. I think because they're trying to keep the cost down, they've decided that they're not going to include any mount in that. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but it is what it is. So like I've said, it is a budget thermal scope. If you are wanting to get into thermal for the first time with a thermal scope, you may already have a monocular, which are relatively cheap to buy nowadays, but thermal scopes are still pretty expensive. This type of scope is going to be mainly aimed at your air rifle and your rimfire users, where you want to keep the distance under 100 yards. But they are suitable for centerfire rifles, and they are recoil activated as well. So we'll just take a look at the buttons, which are situated on top, and what they do. This one here is your power button. You simply press and hold. It takes a few seconds to turn on, and it takes about 20 seconds to actually finally kick into gear. And then it's ready to go. Just a quick press and it'll go into standby mode. Quick press again, comes back to life. So coming down onto the second button is your mode button. Now this is, you can switch between colour palettes, and generally when I'm out rat shooting I'll put it onto a red one, but then during the day I can stick it onto black or white, something like that. And again, it's just personal preference depending on what the environment is. Onto the middle button, the third button. Now this is your record button, and there is a nice little feature about this. It's got 4 little dimples in each corner. So at night time when you can't see, you can feel along the top and find those 4 dimples just in case you need to record. So that is quite handy little feature, which I do like about that. Coming down to your 4th button, now this is your menu button. Now just a quick press of this will bring up a sub menu for your brightness and your contrast. A long press of the main menu button is where you can toggle your on and off for your heat tracking, your image sharpness. There's a zeroing menu. You can change between zeroing profiles. I'm coming down to the 5th button. Now this is your magnification button. Now this goes from 1 times, 2 times, 4 times and up to 8 times magnification. And what I do like about this is when you press it, it will zoom in slowly. It won't just instantly go to its next magnification. Again, I think it's personal preference, but I really do like that. A lot of these types of scopes now come with picture-in-picture. That seems to be a standard. Even this one is at the budget end. It still comes with it. There are different colour crosshairs and reticles. There's a built-in 16GB memory, and supported by the HIKMICRO app, you can change all the settings on these from your phone. So you don't have to keep going into the menu to do it that way. It has a 19mm objective lens. It's very nice and compact. You have the focus ring just at the front here. You simply turn that. Eyepiece adjustment is at the rear, just like on many other scopes. And another feature which I like is the battery compartment. Now this is so easy to change. As I said, they've come with 2 different batteries. The batteries lost approximately 10 hours continuous use. That is without Wi-Fi enabled or heat tracking. So to change the battery, I'll show you how quick it is. You simply lift up this little flap here, pull it, You can see the battery inside, little red notch there, and that's out. Replace, in, and that's changed. It's as quick as that. And also on that note, the battery can be charged without removing it from the unit itself using a USB Type-C, which is just plugged in just to the side there. There are a lot of features that you are getting for under £1,000 for something which is considered a budget thermal, and it'll be interesting to get this out into the field and really give it a go. Well, there's not much else to talk about now. What we're going to do, get this mounted, stick it onto one of my air rifles, and we'll go get some rats. So if you're wondering how to zero thermal scope, you can use tin foil or aluminium foil. Luckily I've got some of this taped foil, so simply stick it onto your target, stick it out, and you should be able to see the heat. Just a quick look at the target. I was aiming roughly in the centre there. You can see it's right down there. So I'll just need to re-zero that and get it back onto target. So that's zero rechecked. I'm just going to fire the second shot now. See how close we are. Okay, so again I was aiming roughly there, and the second shot has just gone slightly to the left. So our initial shot right down here, I think that's pretty darn close. Just a couple clicks right and we're there. Since fitting this thermal, I've only fired 2 shots. First one was drastically low, did the zero, and it's pretty much bang on. Just needs a couple more clicks to the right, and I'm really surprised how easy that was. What I will say is, if you are using this during the day, which you can use it for the day, you've got to turn the brightness up. When I got this, it was set at 5. It was a little bit difficult to see. Turned it up onto its brightness, its highest brightness, which was 10. Perfect, very clear. I can imagine that when you're shooting at night though, you might want to turn that brightness down slightly, because it might be a little bit overpowering through the eyepiece. But yeah, I'm really surprised. I'm really happy with shooting this. Go on then, just for a bit of fun. We'll stick these Firebird targets onto the target, and we'll see what these look like on a thermal. This is going to be fun. Looks like a steam train. So what we're going to do is we are going to shoot some rats at some point. I'll be taking this thermal scope off the impact because this is high powered. I'm going to stick it onto a sub 12 air arms and we'll blast some rats with that. Because this scope arrived without a rail, this gave me the idea of just using it as a thermal binocular, and it works very well. Here you can see the use of the picture-in-picture. To enable picture-in-picture, you simply hold the zoom button, which is located at the very back of the unit. So that's my full review of the HIK Thunder 19mm thermal scope. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a few positives and some negatives, my final thoughts on what I really think of this budget thermal scope and whether I think it's worth the money. For the price point, it is a relatively clear image, it is very easy to use, and I think that this would be a perfect starter thermal scope. Like I've said earlier in the video, this is generally a close range thermal scope. So as long as you're keeping those distances under 100 yards, you'll be more than capable of taking anything out with this budget scope. This is mainly designed to be shooting under 100 yards. So your rats, your rabbits, perfect, maybe the occasional fox. Don't expect to be going out to further distances, keep it under 100 yards and you'll be more than happy with this product. Having used this for rat shooting over the last few nights, I've noticed that the battery length is exceptionally long. I'm putting that down to you don't need an additional IR torch for this because it's a thermal scope. I don't even put it into standby when I'm shooting. I just let it run because it just doesn't seem to run out of battery. It lasts a long time. Plus you get two in the box. And coming on to the last positive, it was a lot more enjoyable using a thermal scope than I expected. Even at this budget end, it was really fun to use. You're not having to look through your, let's say, night vision scope looking for that rat. You just look through, you see the heat signature and you shoot it. And this, for a 19mm objective, can still see quite a long way. So yeah, I was really happy with that. There are a couple of negative points that I just want to mention. First one being, I did say the image quality is quite good, but I did say for the price point, you're not going to expect mind-blowing imagery. This will pick up the heat, that's what it's designed to do. This will do the job what it's designed for. You're not going to get that full 4K image that you might be expecting. As long as you can accept that perfect tool. One other negative point as well, which I've mentioned, does not come with a mount. Now that really did frustrate me when I received the package. When it arrived, I was ready to get out, went to go put it on my rifle, there's no mount. So I had to get another mount sent out to me so I can actually do this review. But I have spoken to HIK and they have said that in the future they may do a package deal, and I've also had a little look around as well, and there are certain dealers which are including the mount. So before you buy, just have a little shop around, or if you go into your local gun shop, speak with them and ask if they can include the mount if you need the mount. But apart from those two negative points, I'll leave it on a positive. Overall, I'm really happy with this and I really enjoy shooting it. So I'm going to use it a little bit more before I have to send it back. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it of some use. I try to be as unbiased as I can, so hopefully I've helped you make a financial decision. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you on the next one.